Welcome to the Happiness Alchemy podcast for magical women craving business, life, and spiritual growth. Stay with me to expand and empower yourself to live a life you love. Episode 10, Soul Happiness Alchemy Forecast for the week of February 18th, 2018. This week's forecast, the archangels came in again. They have been very close to Earth recently. So this week, 3 different archangels came in with important messages about what to expect for this week for your highest and best potential, and also how to move through that energy best. So the archangels that came in this week are Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Haniel, and Archangel Gabriel. So they have some very specific messages here. So again, they're really, really nice and close to the Earth. So it's almost getting easier and easier for us to tune in and notice their energy. The more present we are, the more you're going to notice an angelic presence with you. You may not always know exactly which angel it is, but you're going to feel that presence. And the more you tune into it, the more you're going to be able to discern which angel is actually working with you. So last week we had this really powerful new moon eclipse. We had the welcoming in of the year of the Earth Dog for the Chinese New Year as well. So a lot of you have been kind of like waiting for the shift to happen and starting to feel it starting to happen a little bit with the new moon in January. And then now as we're ramping up to this new moon in February, many of you are feeling that more and more and more. So what I noticed with the angels coming in this week is Archangel Sandalphon and Haniel are working together. So they're helping you to move forward, helping you to listen to your intuition. Because what I find a lot of people have been doing is they feel like they're taking actions. They feel like they're listening to their intuition, but they feel like they're just not quite getting there, not quite moving forward fast enough, or the things just kind of are feeling still a little bit sticky. So the good news with that is that that's totally normal. It's just kind of the energy that we're working in. And to continue this week, because you're going to start to see some different sparks, some evidence start to come up. So hold tight that things are totally in the works. Sometimes the energy takes a little bit of while to ground down, especially as we're coming into these higher vibrations. So stay the course this week. Keep your focus on your passion and on birthing and creating what you want to do right now, what you're feeling called to do right now. The present moment is a big theme for 2018. So whatever you are feeling called to do right now, keep your focus on that. Know that this week, the victory that you totally deserve, because you are doing the work, you are healing yourself, you are listening to your intuition, you are creating out of that fire. So the victory is going to be yours this week. That's the big message that was coming through with Archangel Sandalphon. If you're feeling, and again, you're going to see this whenever we get down to the personal cards for this week. So this is the general forecast. As we get to the personal cards, this is going to become more and more clear too. So like I said, this victory it's coming for everybody who's been doing the work. However, if you're feeling this twinge of like self-defeat, self-doubt, unsure of your worthiness, even if you feel like I have already dealt with this, it's coming back around at a deeper level, and it wants you to examine it again, because it wants you to allow more and more greatness of the creations that you are doing, more and more expansion about how you're showing up in the world and what you can actually accomplish. So in order to do that, we do have to go to some pretty deep levels of really asking ourselves, why am I feeling this self-doubt? Why am I not sure if I'm worthy of receiving this? And allowing ourselves to feel those uncomfortable feelings and work through them. These are not for us to carry throughout the year of the dog. This is the year that we're grounding things down and we are really taking action and making things happen. Last year we did so much work on the inside, so much work on the inside. And this year there's little tiny pieces we have to tweak every now and then, but this year is a big year of creation for many of us. So in order to do that, you really need to believe in yourself, and you really need to believe in your passions, and that you can bring those to life. So that's a big theme this week. It's got me quite excited. So whatever you're feeling drawn to, so if you're feeling in the last couple of days especially, and as this week continues on, if you're feeling kind of like this deep, like I find that it's a very, very kind of primal feeling that's coming up, like a deep outrage, like it's a soul calling, like a deep knowing, a compassion, maybe one of those emotions started to wake it up in you. you're going to feel this call. You're going to feel a call to create, to speak up, to help out, to do something to create change in your life or in the lives of those you love or in the world. You're going to feel that calling this week. And then it takes a lot of courage to actually act on that. So that's what the angels are here really encouraging us to do. They're encouraging us to ground down those feelings, to ground down the creative ideas that are coming through to us. Feel it course through your body. Allow yourself to really feel that. Don't move to numb it out, as many of us are going to feel like doing just in order to numb out some of these really heavy emotions that are coming through. But instead, allow yourself to feel it and ground it down, because those are fire for you. Those are fire to get you moving and to get you creating the things that you decided before you incarnated that you wanted to create. So allow your feelings of passion to create. Allow that fire to be greater than your feelings and your fears and doubts. So let it rise up in you. Ask for the angels for support. You're not doing this on your own. You have so much support from the angels. You have so much human support around you if you allow yourself to open up to the potential of that as well. So if this part of the forecast where I'm talking about, those emotions really rising up in you and grounding it down to create from that place, work with Archangel Haniel this week specifically. She's all about that this week. And she is an amazing, powerful guiding force. And whenever you're working with Archangel Haniel, I always find it's really cool if you're working with the phases of the moon as well. Archangel Haniel and the moon just go hand in hand. It feels so good. So good. So if you feel called to do that, definitely just do some more exploration work in that area. So another side note, and I'm talking really quickly because I find when the angelic energy comes through me, whenever they're bringing through these messages here, I can't even I forget to breathe sometimes. So just kind of bear with me. You may need to rewind and listen to this again. So there's a side note coming in here from Archangel Gabriel. Sometimes we get so fired up about this newfound clarity. So this week can be like a lot of ups and downs coming for you, right? We're working towards like this balance level. So Archangel Gabriel comes in and says, whenever we're getting really fired up and we have the clarity, we have the direction, we have the drive, and we've been waiting for this, and we finally have, and we're like, that's great, this is amazing, we're moving forward. Don't forget to nurture yourself. So kind of just like backing it up, paying attention to the present moment and how you're feeling. So anytime you're noticing feelings of exhaustion, confusion, that feeling like you're pushing or trying hard, whether you're putting pressure on yourself, then you just stop and listen to your body and listen to your soul and ask, how can you support it? What does it need right now? Because 2018 carries so much of the lesson of balance, that's a huge part of it. So the angels are saying, yes, feel that fire, feel that drive to create, but at the same time, listen in the present moment and know when your body, when your soul, when your energy needs something else. So you're still creating from this powerful, kind of creative, chaotic place, but don't overextend yourself because you get excited. And I can speak to this because I totally do this. I will call myself out on that. Fun is still required. Rest is still required. These things are still required for a balanced human life. So pay attention to that because the energy that you're creating with right now is very potent. So you do need to stay mindful of that. So Archangel Gabriel also has another message, and again, it's one that I've heard very clearly over the last few days too, and I could feel this momentum building up, and a lot of people have been working with Archangel Gabriel recently and have been kind of like mentioning that he or she comes up as either sex, has really been showing up in a lot of people's lives recently. So if you're feeling called, and one of the reasons for that is because Archangel Gabriel works with children, works with people who work with children. So if you're feeling called to be of service to this next generation, let that spiral expand. So what I was getting from Gabriel too is that for some of you, this is going to look like it's, it might be a big part of your life already. It might be already something you're doing on a daily basis, already a part of your business where you're working with the next generation, with children, or even with women who are pregnant. Like it could be in a different situation. So that might be a big part of your life already, or it might just be a little sliver of light, a little sliver of inspiration that these strong emotions this week awaken in you. allow yourself to see that through. Allow that to continue to spiral and open up a little bit more. Just see what's there. Allow yourself to feel the emotions and allow yourself to just feel into, how is this going to play a role in my life, and just see what seeps out of this. See how that can expand. So Archangel Gabriel is really encouraging you to do that. So if you resonate most with this aspect about Archangel Gabriel and working with youth, working with the next generation, then call upon Archangel Gabriel this week. And if you're resonating with kind of the whole message in a whole, call upon Archangel Sandalphon this week too, who will be guiding you to be sharing more of your message as well. All right, so that is the general forecast for the week. Now moving on, I also choose individual cards as well. And this week I used the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. So you can choose card 1, 2, or 3. So you can just take a moment and breathe into your heart here. And just ask, which card is highest and best for my growth, for my potential, for my soul happiness this week? And just allow either a number to pop in your head. Maybe you'll hear it, maybe you'll feel it. Card 1, 2, or 3. And if you do want to get a visual of this, you can just zip over to my blog where I have the pictures up as well. All right, so if you chose card 1 this week, I really enjoyed the cards that came up. They really matched up with the angels that were coming down too. If you chose card number 1 this week, it is the Vanity card for the throat chakra. So the message coming through on this, and again, the angels are working with me for the messages for these cards as well. So if you chose card number 1, Blue Vanity Throat Chakra. So focus on nurturing yourself this week in terms of releasing self-doubt. Pay attention to your relationships and communication in the present moment, because it's an amazing teacher. It's a totally brutal teacher, but a totally amazing teacher. So again, it's this present moment energy. So ask, how am I showing up in relationships? What aspects of myself am I hiding? The cards this week, the individual cards, really brought through some great journaling prompts. So why do I feel that it's not safe to show up in that way? And then you can also look at relationships or look at people that tend to trigger you. So that tend to cause this resistance or an uncomfortable or a jealousy feeling or something within you. And then ask, what is it about that person that I'm not accepting about myself, or that I haven't allowed myself to heal yet? So you want to view that person as a teacher and as a mirror this week, because it's going to help you to open up and really either accept a piece of yourself that you hadn't before, or release something that you're carrying that you really don't need to anymore. So that is card number 1, Vanity Throat Chakra. If you chose card number 2, we are looking at Gratitude in the Third Eye Chakra, purple card. So this week, the message that came with card number 2 is let your gratitude spiral this week. So let your perspective shift for the week, for just this week. The angels are encouraging you to let it shift to, anytime you feel yourself focusing on lack or what's wrong or heaviness, allow that to spiral back to gratitude. Just allow your focus to come back to gratitude this week. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for your journey, gratitude for your circumstances that are allowing you to shape yourself to get situated for your growth and highest potential. This is what you're calling for whenever you're setting these big intentions for things you want to draw into your life. Those things can only come with your own personal growth. So really, really, really feeling the gratitude of that, feeling the gratitude of the situations and the circumstances that present themselves to you every day is really going to help you expand this week. Also feel free to reach out to like friends and family and anybody that really resonates with your energy and that is in this higher vibration of gratitude. That's going to help you tremendously this week to continue spiral into this place of creation of your desires. Really, really, really beautiful. If you chose card number 3 this week, it is the Perception card in the Heart Chakra, green card. So the message that came through with the card this week, with card number 3 this week, is how much do you feel like you deserve? So again, it's coming back to this. Even if you feel like you have dealt with this previously and you have done some work around healing how much you feel like you deserve, look into it again this week and see what new layer has become kind of uncovered there. So this is really a big question this week. It's one to journal on for sure. You want to spend as much time healing, allowing this to be felt by yourself fully and to tune into it in order to release it. So allow yourself a visual of being inside a huge emerald, or this emerald light. I love this visual. I work with this pretty often, especially whenever I'm working with feeling like I don't quite deserve, different things. Even whenever it's just, this feeling of you don't deserve it without like a huge cause, like you didn't actually do anything wrong. It's just a deep subconscious belief. So this is the stuff that's coming up this week. So allowing that emerald light, allowing that emerald energy to vibrate through every single cell of your body as you're breathing it in, allowing yourself to absorb the energy of self-forgiveness and self-acceptance, and allow the angels, you can visualize this if you want, allowing the angels to just kind of take the bags off of you and just take them away, because that's old weight and you are totally done with it. And it's kind of like the thing where you didn't really notice you were carrying it until you let it go, and then you're breathing again. It feels so amazing. So work with that emerald light and do some journaling around how much do you feel like you can deserve this week. You're going to see some growth happen in that area for sure. And be sure to put down any of the baggage that comes up that you're feeling, because it's going to allow more of a higher perspective for yourself, higher perspective for your role in the world, your role in the family, your role in the community, and how you can really deliver your gifts to shine through. So you want to really release any doubts about how much you deserve this week, because that's going to benefit you greatly. All right, that is it for the energy forecast for the week, and thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for listening to the Happiness Alchemy podcast. If you know someone who would resonate with this message, please share this episode with them. Sending so much gratitude. Have an amazing day.